Hey everyone, it's Deanna.
Hey classmates, this is Brett, and welcome back to part 2 of Bernie Tiede.
Bernie.
Bernie.
Almost like Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
No, it's not like that.
Nah, it's like it but different.
Like it, but different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Teach, how was your week?
It was pretty good. I finished my total semester out of college. I don't know what my total grade average is yet. Too afraid to find out, but finished it out. We are 8 days away from Christmas break.
Last full week coming up.
Yep, last full week. And yeah, so it's been pretty good. And I just had a fabulous weekend away with you.
It was pretty excellent, wasn't it?
It was. We had lots of coffee.
I don't know if that was an excellent part, but yes, we did.
Got to see some beautiful lights. Got to just hang out.
Relax.
Yep.
No rushing, no pressure, just...
Exactly. We didn't talk about podcasting, and we didn't talk about work or college. That's a win right there.
That's a win right there. That is true.
Yep.
And now you get a little break from college.
Heck yeah.
About a month?
No.
3 weeks?
I don't even know.
2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Probably about three
About
and a half.
about a month.
Yeah, is it? See, what do I know?
A month's 4 weeks.
Okay.
So, yeah, about a month.
I'll go for it.
Heck yeah. Excellent. Well, you ready to finish Bernie up?
I am ready. Let's begin.
The more you know.
The less you need.
You like ketchup?
Sometimes.
Did you know back in the 1800s it was used as medicine?
Ketchup was.
Ketchup was.
Or cats up.
One of the two.
How was it used as medicine?
It was used to treat indigestion and upset stomachs. It was the back then Pepto-Bismol.
But it has tomatoes in it that causes acid. I wonder if it works.
It did in the 1800s.
But it's not made with all the crap that it is now, though.
Yeah, so we'd have to get in our time machine, go back to the 1800s, get their ketchup, and then bring it back.
That's okay. That is all right. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's figure out what Bernie Tiede. Oh, I was thinking of, what's that movie? Race car, Burt Reynolds. Not a race car, but, you know.
Cannonball Run.
No.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes, I was picturing that. It didn't come out like that, though.
All right. Well, when we left off, they had just found Marjorie's body amongst the Tony's Pizza and...
Frozen veggies. Maybe a couple of steaks. Maybe.
So the sheriff of the county did not want to risk damaging her body, pulling it out of the freezer or anything, or damage any evidence.
Smart.
So they got a pickup. They hooked a generator up to it and loaded the freezer with Marjorie's body, still in it. There wasn't even a Betty in this story. I don't know where she came from. And took it, freezer and all, to Dallas for the autopsy.
That was pretty smart.
It was fast forward thinking back in the 90s.
It was.
So then a town-wide search begins for Bernie.
For Bernie, but he'd been traveling, right? I mean, he was like out of the country and stuff, or?
Well, he had been. Yeah, all this 9 months that she had been missing, he had been still going on trips, went to Vegas and sang at a wedding for one of the kids he paid college for. And when
Winky.
Winky.
It's like Jackson having Neverland.
And when they found Bernie, he was taking a Little League team and their family out to eat. So still using Marjorie's money. So they didn't arrest Bernie, but they take him back to the police station, sheriff's office, and interview him, where he calmly admitted to killing Marjorie. Calmly. On November 19th, 9 months prior. 9 months before the discovery of Marjorie's body is when he killed her. November 19th.
I'm confused.
Okay. So they arrested him in August. Or not arrest him, but they found her body in August. They found Bernie taking the Little League team and their family out to eat. They bring him to the sheriff's office. They're talking to him, and he admits to killing her. And when they said, well, was it just recently? And he said, no, it was November 19th.
Oh, okay.
9 months prior.
Okay, I'm getting there.
To the discovery of her body.
Because I was just like, did he kill her then? I was like, off in Candyland or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But he calmly
admits
to this.
And
Okay.
9 months. 9 months of going around telling people that she was here, she was there. 9 months of spending her money. 9 months of still going on trips, like you said.
In Ohio with her sister.
Yeah, or in the nursing home outside of town, or in the hospital in Temple under an assumed name. Enough time for a lady to give birth. Marjorie's been dead, and Bernie's just been living his life.
Oh, wow. I hope he tells us why.
Do you remember that .22 rifle that Marjorie forced him to buy and to shoot the armadillos in her front yard with?
Uh-huh.
That turned out to be the murder weapon.
Shot her with a .22.
4 times in the back.
Oh, in the back. Was she one of them armadillos? He mistaken
her, yeah.
For an armadillo?
Yeah.
Oh, Bernie.
When asked why, all he would say is she became very hateful and possessive of not only me, but my time. And I grew tired of it.
But he couldn't quit?
He was her only friend.
Okay,
That's what he told his sister, remember, in part 1 when she said, well, just quit.
Yes. I don't think Bernie could let go of the money.
I think he got onto something.
Wow.
Thought about living with Marjorie forever because she kept getting clean bills of health from the doctor. And he thought, I can just last till she dies. But then he just decided, I can't take it anymore. So they arrest Bernie.
Well, of course.
Charge him with first-degree murder. And because he had been spending her money this entire time that she was deceased, because, her saying that he can write money on her checks, that was null and void upon her death.
Ooh, I bet he didn't know that.
So they call in the IRS, and they added the charge of money laundering on top of it.
Holy cow. With all that money, all those colleges he paid for. Uh-oh.
And it was also discovered by the IRS. And Bernie was not a dumb man, or is not a dumb man. Spoiler alert, he's still alive. He In the investigation, they discovered that he had opened up and transferred a lot of money to an account in Switzerland.
Oh.
It's pretty smart on Bernie's part because they can't touch that money.
That was very smart. So he embezzled money. Mm-hmm. He just flat out stole money.
He did. And so with that knowledge that he has money abroad and could be a flight risk and never brought back, the judge set his bond at $2.7 million cash.
Whoa.
Cash. Yeah.
Not partial lump sums.
No, ma'am.
Wow.
Had to be cash. Couldn't be, call a bail bondsman and pay them $270,000 because they take 10%. Mm-hmm. And they will guarantee you to get out.
That was pretty smart on that judge's part. Like, who can come up with that kind of money?
Exactly. Nobody in Carthage. However, folks in Carthage were more concerned with Bernie than Marjorie. Remember, she wasn't very well liked.
That's right. She was hated.
Attendance at her funeral was very small.
Poor lady.
Basically, it was her son, his wife, and their kids.
That she never got to know.
Right.
Because she was hateful.
Because she was hateful. So, one of the most hated men in Carthage at this time became Danny Buck.
The sheriff? No.
District attorney.
Because
he was prosecuting Bernie.
Yeah, I can see that.
And in a statement to the local radio station, Danny Buck said, "Bernie is a con man, an accomplished actor, and he duped a really nice, trusting town. He is pure evil."
I agree.
I do too. Nobody was saying poor Miss Nugent. They were all saying poor Bernie.
Yep. She was shot in the back.
4 times.
I mean, like, that's cowardly. He couldn't even do it to her face.
He couldn't look at her and do it. No, ma'am. Since everybody was on Bernie's side, the DA went to the judge and said, "I'm not going to get a fair trial here."
Well, he wouldn't.
No matter what the evidence shows, they're not going to find him guilty. So it was moved 60 miles away to San Augustine, Texas.
Okay.
The jury was unimpressed with Bernie and only took 90 minutes to find him guilty and convict him of first-degree murder.
Good for them.
2 days later, the sentence was imposed, life in prison.
How long did it take him to actually go to?
Well, it didn't say anywhere. No, ma'am. But T-shirts started popping up all over town in Carthage.
Uh-huh.
"We love you, Bernie."
Oh, my gosh.
He had the town duped.
Yes, he did. He killed somebody.
Well, but it wasn't his fault.
Oh, why? Oh, please, dear heaven.
Yeah. So, we're going to now introduce a guy that I'd never heard of before, but apparently he's pretty famous.
Is he tied to Bernie?
He will be.
Okay.
Richard Linklater.
Linkletter.
Later is the last. I don't know if it's Linklater or Linkletter, but Richard.
Richard. We'll just call him Richard.
He is an Austin-based filmmaker and producer.
Oh.
Yeah. He saw news coverage of Bernie's case and just became enthralled in it. And started writing Bernie. Became pen pals with him.
And then a movie producer. How convenient.
And then, which led to a in-face visit.
Oh.
And so Richard wrote a screenplay on all this, on everything that happened and occurred, and it sat on his shelf for over 10 years Did nothing with it.
Why didn't he do anything with it? Did he forget that it was sitting there?
No, he knew it was there. He just
Lost interest?
no, just couldn't find the right time, the right actors to play the parts.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I guess that would take a lot to do.
Yes, ma'am. So in 2010, a movie came out entitled
2010.
Bernie.
Bernie!
Catchy title.
Catchy.
I mean, if you're going
Catchy.
to write a movie about a man named Bernie, you might name the movie Bernie.
Perfect.
Who might be starring in this movie, you might be asking. Let me tell you.
Oh, okay. Don't let me guess.
Okay, guess. I thought you was Googling it.
No. Well, I did, but I didn't look up any of the
Actors.
names. No.
Okay, who would you guess to play as Bernie?
As Bernie. This was in 2010. He probably was already passed away by then, but that Seymour Hoffman dude.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah, right.
No,
Oh, shit.
that would have been good. They casted Jack Black.
Jack. Oh, there's another one.
Sure. Okay, now is Marjorie.
The old cranky lady.
Got to think old.
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine.
Really?
Yep. I gave it away when I said sure.
No, I was just thinking how she played Weezer on Steel Magnolias. She
yeah.
was mean. She was hateful.
She was. Yep. Shirley MacLaine played Marjorie.
Nice.
I know we haven't talked about him very often, but the district attorney that we talked about a while ago. Think young, think energetic, first big case.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
I was thinking those movies. He was in A Time to Kill, John Grisham's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played an attorney.
Yeah.
Wrong state, but he still played an attorney.
And then he was defending and not prosecuting, but still.
But still, you play one lawyer, you can play either one.
This is what I've been told.
My theory, anyway.
Yep. So.
Yeah, we didn't say at a Holiday Inn. We could have said we could be attorneys.
Oh, that would have been awesome. By the way, if you're ever in Amarillo, Texas, highly recommend Ashmore Inn, right behind Cracker Barrel, right off I-40.
Yes. Nice, clean, quiet.
The AC didn't work very well, but the windows opened.
The windows opened, and I'm sure that was just an oopsie.
An oopsie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, 3 thumbs up. I only got
Yes.
2 thumbs, but I give it 3 thumbs up.
Yeah, it was very clean. I got a thumb.
There you go.
Yeah, we got 3 thumbs up.
3 thumbs up. So yeah, movie comes out, and I had never heard of it before, but apparently it was very popular. I looked the movie up on IMDb.
Was that a DB or BD?
DB.
DB.
Internet Movie Database.
Okay.
I always have to say it slow because I get it backwards. IMDb.
Okay.
And out of 5 stars, they gave it a 4.5 star.
Ooh.
So,
are we adding that to our movie list to watch?
yes. I at first I wasn't because I was like, a dark comedy about a murder. I don't know if I want to see that. But then I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks interesting.
I don't know. You got to remember, Bernie is a little bit light in the loafers.
This is true.
So, as they say.
As they say.
So, I could see Jack Black bringing in some humor.
The trailer was good. That might have been the best part of the movie, but the trailer was good.
Well, we could give a movie review.
There you go.
Love it. Boom.
Somebody else watched the movie. A Houston area described as very feisty defense attorney, Jody Cole.
Okay.
And Miss Cole asked Linkletter if she could read the record of the first trial.
Uh-oh.
And so he sends it to her. And shortly after that, Bernie agrees to let Cole represent him.
Uh-oh. I'm hearing the theme song to Perry Mason.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Is that it?
No, you keep doing that. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
Because I can hear it in my head. So he agrees to
let Cole represent him in an appeal case.
Okay.
And one thing that Cole discovered is that police removed from Bernie's house 4 books on healing from childhood sexual abuse.
Oh my gosh.
Bernie reluctantly told Cole, remember I was telling you that his uncle had helped raise him?
Yes.
And that his uncle wasn't a good man?
Yeah, I think his uncle had a little more to play.
We do not own the rights to that music, but yes,
No.
there's a little snippet.
Yeah, there's a little snippet. That's what that lady did. Dun,
She's
dun,
dun,
dun, dun. It sounded better on the play.
Yeah, his uncle had molested him for years as a child.
Okay.
He never had revealed this to anybody in his life and actually said that it feels like a weight lifting off of me.
Okay.
Telling you.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine so.
Prominent Houston forensic psychiatrist, there's a lot of big words in that sentence.
Yes.
Richard, and I am
Gonna butcher it.
apologizing for this last name, Pesikoff, 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 then interviewed Bernie, and he concluded ability to repress and compartmentalize the abusive events from childhood and adolescence was ultimately overwhelmed by the repeated and extensive psychological abuse he suffered from Miss Nugent. Remember, she was always like, "What are you, a man? Kill those armadillos," blah, blah, badgering him.
Yes.
Also, psychological dissociative experience in which he felt as if he were floating outside of his body when he shot her. That's what he described to this psychologist, is that I really didn't even feel like I was there. It looks like in my mind I remember watching me do it.
That's weird.
Wouldn't that be strange?
Yeah.
The mind is a wild place. So when Davidson, the district attorney, Matthew McConaughey, found out about Pesikoff's findings, he asked Edward Grippen, who is also a psychiatrist from the original trial, to go over the findings of Pesikoff.
Okay.
Grippen agreed with Pesikoff, said he had a mental breakdown.
But that dude interviewed him before the trial.
But he didn't know anything about the sexual abuse from his childhood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
and
right.
stuff.
That's right. Okay.
So, Cole, the feisty attorney from Houston, filed for a new sentencing hearing. Not over the fact that he's guilty or anything.
Yeah, no. But just because of the trauma and the abuse kind of led toward his actions.
Also, something that wasn't brought out in the first trial.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I love it.
There was videos found in Bernie's house. Videos, like not one. Videos. Several videos found in Bernie's house of the sexual nature of several prominent men in Carthage.
With Bernie.
And those cops told Bernie, I would hate for these to get out to the newspaper, to the radio, to the TV stations. Did you kill her? Yeah, I killed her. So now Cole is also saying that it was a coerced. Drawn blank.
A coerced
Admission.
admission. Oh my
When
gosh.
all else fails, Watson, read your
Read the
notes.
notes.
Yes, a coerced admission of guilt. Now, Davidson, the DA, McConaughey, he filed an affidavit claiming that if he would have known about Tiede's sexual abuse, he would have prosecuted him under what is known here in Texas as the Sudden Passion Act.
That would make sense.
It would. that would have resulted in no more than a 20-year prison sentence.
That would still been, not quite all the justice.
Right.
I want to know about these videotapes. Like, who the prominent people?
Yeah, that's as far as the story got.
That you read?
No, I read like 5 articles, and that's all.
Okay.
That's all the details they gave. They didn't say who was in it, or it did say there was this one guy that showed up to a Friday night football game in a T-shirt that said, "Apparently, I was the only one not in the videos." So,
like prominent guys of Carthage.
And Carthage isn't a small town, but it's not. It's like 6,500 people. So for people in our area of Texas, it's about the size of Childress.
About the size of Childress. Boy, they could keep that like quiet, zipped.
So the judge agreed to the second hearing, and allowed Bernie, because they had to bring him back, she filed what's called a writ of habeas corpus. Mm-hmm. And I meant to look up the definition of writ of habeas corpus, but basically from using my law enforcement background, what I remember basically means bring the person back in front of the judge.
Okay.
And so...
the original judge or the one that sentenced him?
We're the judge that did the sentencing.
Okay, St. Augustine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the judge from Carthage. He had to go to St. Augustine. Like, if there's a change of venue, wherever
that judge goes
wherever that judge, wherever that crime happened, that judge, that district attorney, everybody goes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought if you changed venue, then another judge did it. Oh, okay. See, I learned something new.
Yeah, I think that's right. I'm like 99% sure I'm right. But now you're putting a little doubt in my mind. So, but I think I'm right.
Okay.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, make yourself a note to look that up.
Judge.
Yeah, because...
Change of venue.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
I'm pretty sure he goes. So anyway.
So he goes and talks to him.
Brings him back. They set a trial, or they set it up for trial. And, of course, with the justice system, nothing ever happens quick. So, in May of 2014, Bernie was freed on bond, waiting for this next hearing for the first time in 16 years. So, while he was out on bond, Marjorie's family, who I find this funny because, they didn't like Marjorie,
yeah.
They were furious and said that Davidson, the DA, was wooed by celebrities from the movie. And I love this quote from DA Davidson. "My job is to follow the evidence, no matter where it leads."
He wasn't one of them dudes in the films, was he?
He was I don't know. Well, Matthew McConaughey played him, so yeah. I don't know if he was or not.
Private one.
Yeah. But with all the backlash, not only from the family of Marjorie, but also the city of Carthage, some people were convinced that Bernie was guilty and needed to be imprisoned, and so...
Well, he is guilty.
He is guilty. Davidson removed himself. Also, and I'd forgotten this part, the Nugent family filed a motion alleging that he had conflict of interest. So that does lead you to believe maybe he was one of the ones in the film.
Well, it just kind of like if you were confident, like, dude, I didn't have nothing to do with this man. I am only following
the letter of the law.
Yeah, then be like, psh, do something about it. I'm not doing anything wrong. But then again, it's like, oh, well, to stay away from any media or conflict or anything, I guess excusing yourself is the best route to go.
Exactly. So what did Bernie do with his time out of prison? He lived in a garage apartment owned by Richard Linklater and his family in Austin. He volunteered at homeless shelters, would dress up as Santa Claus at Christmas time, and go to the homeless shelters and hand out gifts. He joined the local Methodist church in his neighborhood, sang in the choir, babysit the Linklater children while the Linklaters went out on dates. He was good old Bernie again.
Huh.
Yeah. Didn't volunteered his time,
Yeah.
helping others. So with Davidson removing himself from this next trial, 2 veteran prosecutors with the state attorney general's office took over the prosecution. They are Lisa Tanner and Jane Starnes.
Okay.
They believed Bernie to be a con man who stole Marjorie's money and that the only reason he murdered her was to cover up the theft.
Which is very logical.
Absolutely. Did another change of venue. This time it was moved to Henderson, Texas, in East Texas.
Yep. Been there.
At this second trial, Bernie did not testify. Cole, from the feisty, his attorney, Jody Cole, told the jury that Bernie is still distraught and is shaking and weeping because he lives with the fact that he killed his best friend. Asked for a sentence of either time served or only 3 more years for a total of the 20 years that Davidson said that he would have gone after if he would have known about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
He has healed and can bring good things to the lives of people. Tanner and Starnes argued that he pulled a long con on a dignified widow, which I can see that. But
I can see that too, but you don't have her testimony, of course. I mean, you have everybody else's testimony, and the son's like, "Mom, she was a witch."
Yeah.
With a capital W. So, I mean, but still.
Yeah. Who's going to stick up for Bernie?
Those people are sticking up for Bernie.
The town is, but none of them witnessed him and her together, except if they were at church or whatever, but
yeah,
didn't see what was going on behind closed doors.
I wonder if those friends that would come over for luncheons or whatever would have noticed anything.
Maybe.
Like how he was the servant and how she treated him or whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, this could have gone into depth. Okay.
It could have been a part 3 to this one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever know what's going to come up out of them back alley closets and videos.
That is right. Unfortunately for Bernie and for his team of attorneys, there was no evidence that not unfortunately for them. Unfortunately, sorry. I need to get my eyes checked. No evidence that she tormented Bernie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she's not here to defend herself because you killed her, sir.
Yeah, and apparently nobody else witnessed her treating him like a servant or whatever.
Exactly. Lisa Tanner, one of the prosecutors, brought up a new possible motive that Marjorie had discovered the mismanagement of her money, and that he executed her so she wouldn't tell on him.
I mean, that's the top logical thing is that she figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And was like, nope, ain't happening.
Exactly. Tanner said that if Bernie is freed, he could either A, find another rich widow to do this to, or move to Europe, get that money from the Swiss bank account, and never be heard of or seen again, which Cole argued that point, well, he's had 2 years. He's been out of prison for 2 years.
Yeah, but once you're exonerated, then you're actually free. There's a difference between...
And then my thought is, well, let Bernie go. If he's freed, you've done your time, you've served your deal, go. Live your best life.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird to me that the prosecutor would bring that up. Well, he could leave and go to Europe.
Well, that's
Okay.
their job, though, to
Yeah.
bring up all these little aspects of.
That seems like it'd be Europe's issue. We
Don't
won't
they
have
have
to.
plenty of widows?
Yeah. And according to Tanner, Bernie did not deserve another day of freedom. So,
See, I would have to look at. Anyway,
no, you'd have to look at it.
like, what is he doing with his life now? How's he getting along? Is he Lulu in the head or what?
Absolutely. After 4 hours of deliberating, the jury came back
Uh-oh.
and once again found him guilty and remand him to the be returned to the custody of TDCJ.
For 3 years?
Finish out the life sentence. He was found guilty again. He has to finish out the original sentence.
Oopsie.
So, to this day, Bernie is still in prison. His first chance of parole comes up on August 3rd, 2029. If he serves out his sentence, his projected release date is August 2nd, 2098.
Where's he serving time at?
In Huntsville, one of the prisons in Huntsville.
He's not. I don't think he needs to be there, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. And this past summer, July of 2023, Bernie was in the news again,
Oh, what for?
suing the state of Texas
Okay.
for access to air conditioning in the prison systems.
Oh.
Which I can kind of see that
I can
because,
see that
you
because
know,
it gets freaking hot down there, man.
well, and, you know, those that know me, I spent a little bit of time working not for the prison system, but in the prison as a teacher. And I would actually go into the cells or into the dorms and teach. And you had probably 40 guys in a dorm with bunk beds set up and down the hallway, up and down the dorm.
Yeah.
And their cooling system was 2 large fans in the ceiling about 20 feet above you. So you got absolutely none of that.
There's no, because it's forcing the hot air down.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I'm kind of with Bernie on that one. They need AC.
I agree. Do they have heat?
I don't know. I didn't. The company I was working for lost their contract, and I didn't make it to winter.
Okay.
So, but that is Bernie Tiede.
Bernie Tiede. Well, but they tried.
They attempted,
They attempted to, get him some justice, and
and he did get a couple of years out.
He did. I
he was
mean-
released in May of 2016, and the second trial didn't start until April of 2018. So,
yeah, I mean he had some free time, but I don't know that he needed to do life, but whatever.
absolutely. My bibliography. A couple of articles from TexasMonthly.com. First one is called Bernie in Hell.
Okay.
The second one, and this was like an awesome article, and they were both actually written by the same author about 20 years apart.
Oh, okay.
That second one I read covered this last part about the retrial.
Oh, okay.
And so but this first article is called Midnight in the Garden of East Texas. It was an amazing article.
Yeah.
It was good. Another one of my bibliography is medium.com, the nicest murderer you could ever wish to meet. And then a website called thefamouspeople.com, just simply Bernie Tiede.
There you go. And Frederick Steiner, born February 24th, 1923, and died June 23rd, 2011. And he is the the creator of the theme song to Perry Mason.
Boom.
Yeah.
Teach gave her own little bibliography.
Yeah, so I didn't want people to think, oh my gosh, she's stealing. No, it's not my work. So.
I love it. All right, Teach. So on this two-parter here, what was my grade?
I'm going to have to give you an A on that. Yeah. That was really good work.
Thank you.
That was a lot of information, so.
A lot of information.
Yeah, but it was something I was gonna bring up. But how long was it between when Bernie was out, like he got out of college and he was working, and then the time that he actually met and started wooing this
Marjorie? Probably about 6 years. He went to work for that funeral home like in 85.
Okay.
And Marjorie's husband, which is where he met her at his funeral.
Yeah.
He passed away in 91.
Okay. So within that 6 years, Bernie didn't do nothing. He wasn't after no rich people, con ladies. No. Rich widow ladies. He wasn't a con man, or he would have already tried to start doing that.
Yeah, and there was no reports of that.
Exactly. So.
Or making his $18,000 a year. I don't know that he could have done it on his own at the funeral home. You know that.
Yeah, no, and like going out of town and wooing a widow. I don't think he was a con man. Mm-mm. I think he just walked into things and there it was.
You know, there's certain times in your life where you think, oh, if I would have just walked away.
Mm-hmm. That was one of them.
I wouldn't be in prison right now.
I should have went and visited old Marjorie.
Yeah. Or, you know, I've never been to prison that I will reveal here on the podcast. But
You've never been.
Usually my moments like that is when something breaks. You know, if I would have just done this instead of that, that may not be broke right now.
Yeah, or maybe just tapped my way like that nail into that wall instead of whack. Oops.
Life lessons.
You don't always got to be that bull.
All right. Well, classmates, we're going to take a couple of weeks off, enjoy the Christmas time, and baby sis and our future brother-in-law Robert is coming to town. Yep. We're going to have a little sit-down visit with them. And then we will resume weekly episodes in January.
Yeah.
A little bit different format. We're only going to be focusing, instead of the whole plethora of choices that Teach draws from each week, we're going to narrow it down to just 3. It's going to be true crime. It's going to be paranormal. And the third subject is going to be host choice, which means it could be anything from alien abductions to strange and unusual ways that people die, or just whatever. Weird, interesting deals.
Ooh, that should be me because I'm like totally random anyway. And you never know.
You never know. You know what?
What?
Let us know either on the comments here on our page or on our Facebook page, Hard Lessons TCP, or Instagram page, Hard Lessons TCP. If you think Teach and I should reverse roles and I become the teacher once in a while and let her do a report.
Give me 78s like my professors did on my paper.
But you're still making A's in class.
Yeah, well, didn't on that paper.
Classmates, y'all have a Merry Christmas and enjoy time with your family.
Happy New Year. Class is dismissed.